there are two big names out on the table right now. It is the two guys that it looks like the Wolves might be making an attempt at is John Collins from the Atlanta Hawks and Aaron Gordon from the Orlando Magic. Of course, Aaron Gordon is hurt right now, but let's just put it on the table right now. Chris, who would you rather have, Aaron Gordon or John Collins? And what do you think the Wolves would need to give up to get them? Either of them.
I'm an Aaron Gordon fan. I think he fits the Rosas plan best. I think he fits what they want to do best. I think if you remember watching the game when we played the Magic, he single-handedly shut down D'Angelo Russell in the second half, playing him, like defending him man to man. He ran point guard. He's so versatile. His contract is nice, like we talked about a couple podcasts ago. Right now he's making 18. Next year he's making 16. That's great for us. He's shooting, I think, mid-30%. I think he's like 35% or something like that right now from three this year. 37% from three right now, shooting 4 a game. And a lot of his game, he has to be the creator. He has to be an initiator of the offense. That won't be the case. So his numbers, I think, efficiency would go up. I like him. I think he's my guy. You would have to move Rubio for him, just for salary reasons. Their contracts match up almost perfectly. I would assume that the Magic would want something else, even though they're in dire need for a point guard. So maybe some seconds. Maybe we could work some magic and give them, something like, I don't know, they might want Jalen Noel or maybe Vanderbilt on, 2 guys on cheap contracts. They might see some upside that might help them, but in a perfect world, I'd give them Culver and take back something else, some little guy on a 1-year contract. So Culver and Rubio for Gordon and, some bum off their bench making a couple million just to make it work. I would love that. That would be my move. We can talk about a little later, if we talk a little bit about some GM moves, why I'm a little hesitant, but, right now out of those two, I would go Aaron Gordon.
All right. And then Jared, who would you rather have?
Yeah, usually I like to play devil's advocate, but I kind of agree with Chris on this one. Solely because I feel like the trade with the Magic works a lot easier. The problem with John Collins is he's only making like $4.5 million, so it kind of makes you have to add in a pick or 2 maybe to possibly make that trade work. We could match the salary easy, but then we're going to be talking about throwing in picks, which doesn't excite me a ton. So I think I would take Aaron Gordon. The only thing that I like about Collins, and this is kind of depending on what kind of way you want to buy into the Timberwolves, is John Collins shoots near 39% from 3, and I think Aaron Gordon's about 37. So you get a slight tick up in the 3 category from Collins. Both are having down years comparative to their careers. But John Collins and Trae Young, they hate each other, so they're going to move Collins, whether it's to us or to somebody else. They're going to move him. But I think the biggest thing with Collins, if you're putting your Rosas hat on, is I think you're going to have to tie picks to make it work, just because the salaries don't match up. Whereas if you put something together with Rubio and Gordon, like Chris has mentioned multiple times in previous podcasts, the money works there, and we probably can hang on to some picks.
Mm-hmm.
And the trouble,
go ahead.
The trouble with the picks is we can't move this one, obviously, because it's tied to Golden State. And we can't move next year's because, if you can't trade 2 consecutive years picks. So the next pick we can trade is the 2025 pick, and then it would have to be like the 2027 pick. So like that can't be too enticing for Atlanta, way down the line kind of thing. And when it comes down to it, I don't think we would do that. And some other team is going to give a better offer. Like we're not going to be the number one offer for John Collins. And I don't even want to get into the fact that the guy wants a max contract.
Right,
and
yeah.
There's almost no way we can roll with D'Angelo Russell, Cat, and Collins, even at a near max, and assume that that's our big three to make a championship run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's exactly what I was going to bring up. That is exactly why I would much rather have Aaron Gordon, because why would you, it's just the matter of contract. Why would you give John Collins, why would you mortgage some pieces for John Collins for 1 year, for half a year, really? And, I mean, this year doesn't even matter. Like, why roll him out there? Okay, maybe you'll get a couple more wins this year, but you're 7-29. Like, it's not like it's not like it's going to make a huge change. It's not like you're going to win 35 games in a row and be in the playoff hunt or something like that. But
so
yeah,
I'm sorry, keep going.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that. Also, I think that Aaron Gordon is a better fit for this team. I have liked him ever since the Magic drafted him, and of course, to have two guys on this team who can throw down Sports Center top 10 dunks, and Anthony Edwards and Aaron Gordon would be fun. But yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I think people are going to be surprised at how little John Collins gets traded for the reason you just said, because it's just a rental. Basically, all you're doing is you're buying the right to have his bird rights. He's going to be a restricted free agent, so he might want a max, and you know what? I want a max too. But I don't think he's going to get a max. What I think any smart team, whoever trades for him, is going to say, okay, well, John, go out on the free agent market, and you get whatever offer you can get, and then, we'll be here to match it. And most teams aren't going to tie up max contract money in free agency and wait for the other team. They've got, a week, 10 days to match it or something like that. Teams hate having that money tied up when free agents are being signed all over the place. So more than likely, someone's going to give them a little bit of, give up maybe a mid first round or a heavy protected first. You're going to get John Collins. And I could see him signing for like a Malik Beasley type contract. And if that's the case, maybe I would stomach it, but I don't know. I also could see John Collins saying, I'll just take my 1 year tender and be a clear free agent the year after. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Right. And that's why I feel like it's a better gamble with Aaron Gordon, even though he has that injury problems. Like, you know exactly, like, he's going to be on your team for sure next year. Like he's absolutely, like, under contract next year, and it's a pretty good contract. As you said, it's a descending contract. But yeah, so I think we all agree that Aaron Gordon would be the way to go with this team. And